Okay, what we have here is a 1969 Volkswagen Baja Bug. It is for sale. Has a 4-liter V6 Ford engine in it. Try and get some better photos here for you. I took the cowl off so you can see in here a little bit better the cowl assembly that goes up in here. I've got all of that. It's a pretty clean installation. There's the radiator. It's got an electric fan on it. It's got a custom air box. Other than that, the motor's pretty much stock. Again, it's a pretty clean job. The electrical is very clean. Inside, under the back panel, is where all your electrical boxes and everything else are mounted, and it's a very clean wiring job. The car itself is in pretty good shape. It's got, the body is straight, but it does have a couple areas where it's bubbling a little bit. You can see right there. The pan itself looks very clean. It does not appear that the floors have been replaced. I don't see any areas of significant rust or anything like that. You know, like I say, the body itself is pretty straight, but you can see it's got some Bondo down there. Paint job is faded. It's an older paint job, and it's flaking in some places. It still retains the 4-wheel drum brakes. One thing I would suggest would be putting disc brakes on the front of it, make it a much nicer ride. It's got the tube front bumper with the lights. This car is set up for towing behind a motorhome. It does have a pigtail for the electrical wiring, where you can just plug it right into your back of your motorhome and tow it. This also has a regular car heater in it. You can see the hot water lines here. Everything comes up front, so you can get plenty of warmth inside the car. Auxiliary radiator comes off the heater system, comes down here and then returns to the rear. Very clean job. And here's the other side. And here again in the same place. You can't really see it, but it's starting to bubble a little bit right in here. It's not rusted through or anything, but you can see where it's starting to bubble a little bit. And I think, here we go, down at the bottom of the door, there's a little bit of rust. But all in all, it's in pretty good shape. This is a sunroof car, factory sunroof. It opens up no problem. It's hard to get closed though. You have to help it to close it. I don't know if you just take it apart and grease the assembly, or if you can replace those little plastic gears. It's pretty easy to get in there. Windshield wipers and everything work. Tires, rear tires are getting a little low. You know, this is definitely a car for somebody who is you know, that can work on a car. This is not somebody that wants to go out and buy a brand new Honda, drive it back and forth to work every day without having to tinker with it. You know, that's just the way it is. If you're not a tinker guy, this really is not the car for you. Just straightforward. Here's the interior. It's all stock interior. It has a new shifter bushing in it, and a 40% reduced shifter plate, so it has a shorter throw on it. It's got some built-in gauges down there, which do get in the way of your foot a little bit. I would move it back if I was going to be keeping the car. I was going to modify it and move it back a little bit, because it's got the cup holders and everything there. Just stock pedal assemblies. Pretty much everything stock. The gas gauge works. The odometer is showing 42,795 miles. Everything works. Speedometer, everything like that works, no problem. There you got a shot of the headliner and everything. Now in the back seat, okay, the back seat has been removed. Just a piece of wood put over the top here that's been built into it. It lifts up so you have battery access. It still has all the mounts for the original seat. If you want to put a back seat back here, it'll bolt right in. Now back behind that panel is where the electrical boxes are and everything else. And again, it's a very clean job. They did a very nice job with all the electrical work and everything else. But, you know, pretty much just your basic Volkswagen Bug interior. Now we'll go ahead and start it up here. Okay. And there's the motor. Again, it's the V6 out of the Ford. Yeah, it runs real good, runs real strong. Very, very easy to start in the mornings. No real issues with it. And the only thing is it has not had the neutral safety switch circuit bypassed. And what that means is it will not rev over 3,500 RPMs. If you're really wanting to get out there and hot rod this thing, that's something that you can do. It's just a matter of putting a loop in the wiring. Very easy to do, and you can get all the RPMs you want. For me, I don't really need it. I don't take it over 3,500 RPMs. Haven't had need to. So I haven't done that. But again, it's real easy to do. This thing's got plenty of low-end power, so you can see everything's been done underneath there. It has the good bushing mounts and everything else in it. And the cooling system works real well. And again, the gauges work and everything else. All the lights work. The fog lights up front work. Still got the factory ashtray, even though it doesn't want to push in very well. Stuff like that you just have to tinker with. There's some of the heater lines that come up through and the fuel lines and so forth. All in all, this car really hasn't been hacked that much. Again, just a little bit tinkering, but it is a good, reliable car. And I would put the disc brakes on it to make it ride real nice, stop real nice. The windshield does have a couple cracks in it. This was used as a tow vehicle behind a motorhome, so sometimes the rocks would kick up and it put the dings in the windshield, but that's easy enough. But all in all, good solid car, runs real good, drives real good for a 69 Volkswagen. And of course it's got all the power you could ever want back here. This thing will really get up and go when you get on it. Again, you can bypass that rev limiter if you want to. It's real easy to do. Just get on the interweb and it'll show you which wires you have to loop for the computer, and it'll completely bypass that. Okay, so if you're interested in the car, let me know. And the ad is on Samba as well as on eBay. So any other questions, just let me know, and I can send you some further pictures. I would really advise coming out to look at the car before you bought it. That way there's no problem, no disappointment. You're aware of everything. Like I say, it's this isn't a stock brand new little car, so make sure you know what you're getting here, because you are going to want to know your way around the car a little bit before buying something like this. Even though there's nothing major wrong with it, you just have to tinker with them sometimes. All right, thanks a lot.